All right, so it's after Christmas. We finished up all of our foundation work, all our demo, and now we're on the framing. So let's talk about that a bit. As you can see, there used to be a wall here, there's not anymore. What we've done is created a giant opening. This entire space is gonna be a giant patio door. So really helping the transition between the outside and inside, as I talked about. And so what we've done is we've taken down the chimney, we've opened this wall up, we've also taken down this wall as well. Interesting that it was very poorly built. You can see these 3x8s. True 3x8 beams being held up by this little post, so we're still working on that. One of the first things we had to do is set all our posts around the outside. Brendan's been taking care of that. As you can see right here, got all our posts set and then our beams on top. This is gonna hold up the whole roof, and we're gonna get to working on that. The team has been setting the ridge beams over there. They're just taking lunch right now, but we'll jump in with them to do that. So now that we have our exterior beam set, we can focus on putting our roof in. You can see the ridge beam up here. This is going to hold up the roof on both sides. We're gonna be tying our rafters in above. What's interesting is that's an existing window up there. You can see that we boarded up. Ridge beam is sitting on top of the windowsill, and we're gonna make that window smaller. It's for the upstairs bathroom. It was quite low anyway, and it's nice to get that privacy to get it up high, so it was a good compromise anyway. We've also built our addition down below here. It's gonna be mudroom on the left, storage on the right, and it's just an extension of what's in the house already. So it's just gonna give them more space, come into a foyer. Everybody's big on having a drop space with cabinetry, things like that. So that's gonna be going there. That's what that door is. We still have to relocate the gas meter. It was in a bad spot, so we're gonna do that as well. Let me take you around the other side, and the team's working over there. Big beam right there. It's gonna be going on the other side, but you can see on this side, we've done pretty much the same thing. We've set all our posts on our helical piles, and we've already actually installed some of our rafters. Because it's the same house and we want it to look the same, we're kind of copying the exact same thing that's happening over there, over here. So the team is taking this wall down. You can see they've making the cuts in the doorway. We're gonna be adding a wider door and a bigger window above. And so the new ridge beam is gonna be set right here. And then we're gonna be just lining up our rafters so that what happens on the back happens on the front. We're inside now. Not a lot of framing to go on in here. There's a couple closets to be modified, which we've already done. You can see here, this opening is actually gonna be a pocket door. We use pretty much exclusively cavity sliders. We found they were very good for hardware, wear and tear, just alignment, things like that. So that's what this opening is here. And you can see we just adjusted the closet. It used to be here, and now it's here. Let's go take a look at the master bath. One of the things we needed to do was open up this. This is the entrance to the master bedroom. And before, there was a chimney right here. Obviously, it's gone now. The great news is it was already framed, so it wasn't integral as part of the structure, which means that there is a beam that goes between two floor joists here that picks up the other floor joist, which means we don't have to do a ton of infill framing, restructuring everything. We just have to stick some 2x in here, cover it up with a plywood. We're ready to go. This has been all taken down, roof's been patched, so it really helps open up this initial entrance. Over here, it's not a huge change, but we just made some adjustments to the doors over here. As you can see, we've opened things up and got it all ready for a sunken medicine cabinet right here. Not a big deal, quick and easy to do. We still have to do the flooring for the bathroom, the drop for the pan, and away we go. So let's get after it. All right, so we're a couple days later now. We've gotten a lot done. This whole front has been reframed. We actually, as I said, we've taken the whole thing down top to bottom. When you have to add a window, a couple lintels, and the door, it's so much work. It's a lot easier to just take it all down all the way. The nice thing is the only thing that was really holding up was the roof. Joists were running the other way. So we've thrown a lintel on top, we've thrown a lintel in the window, then we've just carried everything right down. Our new door is just over 4 feet wide, so it takes up the entire opening. We've gotten our framing all complete, so we just need to sheet it. The reason we haven't sheeted it yet is because with the weather, we're in January right now, snow, freezing rain, everything like that. Ottawa winters are very unpredictable. So we don't sheet it yet because we want to make sure that our sheeting stays nice and clean for when the roofers show up. So the last thing we do is throw the sheeting on, roofers show up the next day, membrane it, and then it's not our problem anymore. It's all dried in. Beams are all in all the way across here. Roof joists are all the way in. We just need to sheet it. We're on to the next thing. Let's move over here. The other thing we've done is install this steel beam over here. Now you're expecting me to cut some B-roll footage of us putting this in, but the answer is we put it in so quickly I didn't even get any footage. So shout out to Kyle from Reliance Carpentry for taking care of that. I really appreciate it. So we've thrown the beam up here, tied it in. You can see we've basically taken an entire tree and installed it right here to help hold it up. So we're at a 13 ply plus a piece of OSB. It works. We've got our beam for our overhang right here as well. So quite the intersection. We've got this all figured out. Great news is in here, we've got the ceiling pretty much level at this point. You can see additions on additions on additions. And so it took a bit of work, but we got it there. So we've got 2x strapping on all the beams to get everything nice and level. We've been using the laser. We've leveled off the entire ceiling, all brand new, all put back into place. So only thing left to do is wait for the plumbing to be relocated during the rough-in phase. Away we go. We've infilled a chunk of the window. We've put the new window in here, which is great. It's really easy to do. It's a little bit more complicated for doing masonry windows. So we've put our lintels installed. We got window, and then window over here for the other kitchen sink. So these have all been figured out with the interior designers to make sure that the cabinetry fits exactly where we want to. Plus we've had Rachel from House of Fine Carpentry come over and site measure. And so we have production drawings and we're on the way for cabinetry, which is great. Little pantry over here. So again, we use cavity sliders for all our pocket doors. We still have to do quite a bit of fixing up work for the electrical. That comes next week for roughing. Let's take you upstairs, show you what we did up there. We're upstairs now in the primary suite. You remember that giant chimney here? It's gone, which is great news. Carried it all the way up to the roof. Roof's been filled in. And so you can really feel, just walking into the room, it feels so different, not jam yourself up against an existing chimney. So over here, you can see the bathroom framing's all done. I've mentioned this before in previous videos. I'm gonna say it again. We do primarily curbless showers. Some clients are concerned about water splashing out of it. The great thing is we waterproof the entire floor all the way across to make sure that we're not having any water penetration issues, that this place is gonna last. The rubber pan that we showed in here, just not good enough. We use Curdy primarily, and then you see we've subframed it down. This is the first step in the process. Beyond that, we'll put a foam pan in here and start our rough in. So you're being filmed right now through our new niche as well. This will be built out slightly larger, but you can see shampoo, conditioner, soap, rubber ducky, whatever you put in the shower. So this is all ready to go. We've stepped out of framing, doors installed, ready to go. And then the radiator's gone, or radiator if you're nasty. It's gonna be installed, the new heating is gonna be installed under the floor. So we're gonna do a combination of heating the room and giving you underfoot heat with the radiator. So we'll show that in a later video, probably the next video, of how we do the rough-in for that and how we install radiant heat with the existing boiler. Plumbing fixture showed up yesterday. We're gonna be starting rough-in here fairly shortly, but let's wrap up framing and get on to the next thing. So we're a couple days further on from the last clip there. Got quite a bit of roof done. We're gonna be wrapping up this week. Interestingly, we've done our beams and our posts. It's gonna pick up the ridge above. We're just kind of wrapping up. There's gonna be a double hip coming off of here, either direction. So we've got a special bracket for that. We're just gonna be enclosing this. We're ready for sheeting. You can see the finished roof up here. We finished our eyebrow, it's all done. We're gonna be doing a little detail to tie that corner in a little bit better. But overall, we're pretty close. Inside here, we're already complete. Everything's done, ready to go. Strapped all the ceiling, got it all level again. We've also framed out our entire wall. It's been a bit of a challenge trying to get these older houses to get square, so it just requires a lot of time and carpentry. There's really no way about it. There's no cheat code for this stuff. I'd love to show you like an Instagram reel of how to cheat framing, but reality is it's just you gotta put in the work. We've already excavated out for all our rough-in plumbing. So there's a sink over there, there's a sink in the island here, and then this is our existing sink that we're gonna be taking out, and we need to run underground for the stove and the fridge line, things like that. So that's why we're getting over there. Let me take you over here and we'll show you the other side. The foyer is one of the other big framing projects, still kind of wrapping up. There was a wall here. We'll cut to a previous video and I'll show you in here. And then we've taken this out. We're extending our foyer mudroom all the way to the end there with some cabinetry on this side. And then on this side here, the utility room got quite a bit bigger. So we've been working on that. A little bit interesting. So if you're wondering how to hold up a masonry wall while you install a beam underneath it to hold itself up, is we use what's called blades or knives. And so we've got a temporary jack post. What we did is we chipped it out above, slipped our 2x4 in. It's sitting on the rim board right here, sitting on this, and then this is out here. And we've basically stuck them in 4 or 5 spots. That's gonna temporarily hold up our wall while we take down the rest of the wall, slip it in. And then once we did that, pretty much cake after that. Beams in, it's all grouted in, it's just drying right now. And then we'll be able to pull our temp supports. So if you're ever wondering how to do that, there's your answer. Got our roof pretty much done. A couple more joists to go in and we'll be sheeting this. The roofers are here early next week, so we'll get this all buttoned up. We're only 3-4 weeks away from starting hardwood flooring, so this is gonna start to really pick up. Getting through this framing has been really tough with all the very specific details. That's the good news. Let me take you upstairs and show you the second floor. All the niggly little framing bits are done here, so we've infilled the window to account for the new roof over here. Closet's all done. Pocket door frames installed, so that's good to go. Framing in the bathroom, which has been blocked off, so I'm not gonna show you that. That's all done as well. And then coming up here into the main bathroom, chimney's gone, great space. You can really feel it in here. And coming all the way around, we've done our subfloor framing right here. So this is a drop pan for a curbless shower that we're basically ready to go for. We still gotta rip out the old plumbing. I don't know why it's still here, but the roughing kits are already here and the plumber's here next week to start that. So we're gonna get going on this, wrap up that this week, and then I'm gonna bring you back, show you rough-in, and show what we're doing there. All right, so we're a few days later now, a little bit muddy for March, but that's okay. As you can see, we've got everything kind of tied in. Just to wrap up our rough-in, all the stuff behind the walls, we've got all our spray foam installed now. Brick building, or masonry building, I should say. Very old, very leaky, very drafty, so we've blasted everything with 3 inches of spray foam. And you can even see the ceiling, which was never actually insulated in the entire history of the house, has now got insulation everywhere. So we've got our air seal really, really tight, which is fantastic. That's what we're really focused on. We've got our concrete poured. Everything's ready to go. You saw it before, and this is pretty much it. So the great news is also, if you come back here into the foyer, we've got this all taken care of as well. It's pretty dark in here. Hopefully you can see what we're talking about, but the concrete's poured, installed all our walls, everything's ready to go. So there's 2 closets on either side. We're gonna have a bench across here. But again, we've just tied our insulation everywhere it needs to go. Electricians are done the rough-in, heating's gonna be done today. Plumbing's all finished. We're ready to go here. So we're gonna wrap it up here. And next time, well, actually we've already kind of started hardwood upstairs, but we're getting going on that. So drywall, hardwood, finishes, it's gonna get exciting. Start to wrap this place up. See you next time.